Good morning. Hi, Outer Limits. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're watching from. And if you're on YouTube or X, um, I'd like to thank everyone who's tuning in today. Um, please remember, hi, Star. Uh, please remember that I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient. So everything is on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. Um, and do your own research and form your own opinions. What I'm saying on the channel, it's my psychic opinion on what's going on in the world and how things are happening. And yes, yes, Outer Limits. I know it's getting to the single digits, which basically is uh, we're about 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees. 50 degrees and sunny, 52 degrees and sunny here in the Chicagoland area. And there is a little bit of a breeze, but hi, gay. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on, and I've been picking up a lot of things. Hi, Samantha. I know it's autumn. It's the fall of the year, and we always have nice weather. Hi, Lady of the Lake. I've noticed we always have nice weather up until my birthday, which is the 17th of October. We always have a nice day that weekend. And then from then on, the weather just, thank you. The weather just starts cooling down because it's the fall of the year and we have to get ready for winter. Even though winter doesn't kick off really until end of December, but we have the solstice on mid-December. So we've got to watch stuff that's coming in and out. And we do have to watch what's going on. Um, there is a lot of things. There are a lot of things happening, and we just have to watch out. We are going to be seeing some crazy things happening, and yeah, we've got Lady of the Lake and Lisa, everyone who's coming in. Yeah, it's yeah, it's time to pull out the plush, the fleecy sheets, get them ready. I know this week I pulled out all the winter linens out of the closet and washed them, got them all washed and ready to go for the winter time, and the heavy blankets and the comforter quilts. So, okay, I have been noticing some things. So I would like it if everyone can still make sure that they're subbed to the channel. Make sure you click so you get all the notifications. Because I noticed that some of the numbers are dropping. Hi, K-Mac. I know. Oh, homegrown saffron. Oh, nice. That's going to be yummy. And cakes and muffins and all that sort of stuff. Yes, so please make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. We know that the how do I put it? The algorithm, the computer likes to play games, just like many of us here in the U.S. are getting those stupid robocalls, and they go by the same script. And whenever I get them, I'm like, I just hit repeat and say, hey, take this number off your call list. And then they say, oh, my headphones aren't working, yada. And I just say, well, you know what? Whoever programmed your AI is a stupid idiot. And boom, next thing you know, they hang up. Because their AI coordinator doesn't like to be criticized. Now, I'm gonna pop up the link in case anybody wants to jump into the chat today. And I just want to remind a certain person who likes to make snarky comments. If you look down into the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you see the chat log coming up. Well, the snarky person, hi Barry, and okay, you type your snarky comment in the regular chat stream that's on the right-hand side of your computer screen. And it has the 3 dots and yada-da. But it also pops up on the actual screen because I have the StreamYard set up. Well, if you go back in and delete your stupid comments from the chat log, fool, they're still up on the screen. You can't delete them permanently. So just a heads up, because they're not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. And of course, when you've got stupid fools coming on, the only thing they can do basically is they attack a person's physical appearance because they have nothing else. And of course, they have to, hi Susan, of course, they have to hide their faces and pretend to be somebody else. But hi Pamela. Now, what's going on in the world? Now, today, I got up and they announced the passing of the actress June Lockhart. And hey, she passed away at age 100. And I hope she crossed over peacefully. And a lot of people remember her from the TV show Lost in Space and the original Lassie TV show. But she did, she always was a guest artist on several other TV shows during the 70s, 80s, 90s. And I know she's been in retirement, but she will be missed because she was involved in a lot of healthy TV. So maybe we should all pull up the old Lassie series with her, or a few episodes of Lost in Space. I'm sure they're available. And we'll probably find a few if you tuck into like the YTTV and all that nonsense. Now, I did get a call from somebody during the week, and they're like getting worried about the economy and all that nonsense. And they were worried. I'm like, oh my gosh, if we keep Donald in, we're going to have a horrible economy. And I'm like, no, Donald is doing what needs to be done by getting rid of all the stupid idiots that came into the United States illegally, and it's something Keir Starmer needs to do. And if the UK government continues if the UK government keeps up the way it is, people are worried what's going to happen. And I mentioned, it's like, go and take a look at what has happened in the country of Turkey. Now, years ago, I was dating a guy from a Jordanian. And he said one of the people that the Jordanians hated the worst, besides the stupid Khomeini idiots, were the Turks. And if you look at what has happened in Turkey, you see Erdogan has instituted Sharia law into the economy, and basically so the banking system and all the other businesses are no longer allowed to charge interest. And ever since then, the economy of Turkey has tanked. I mean, they're basically, no matter what you do, they're scraping by. And it's gone from bad to worse. There's no investment, no industry, even though I do still look, they are one of the major producers of fiber, like yarn. And it's what the Islamic idiots do. They take over, and soon, if things continue the way they are in the UK, your economy is going to be worse than Turkey. Yeah, it's all because the installation of Sharia law. And we do have some crazy things going. And I know I talk to a lot of people in the UK quite a bit. And the UK media is finally admitting to the fact that the Islamic idiots, yeah, they're trying to take control, and Charles is letting them, but they're starting to create issues. Like the Islamic idiots are starting to instigate the destruction of various mosques in the UK, especially when they are filled with women and children. Well, women have been those who patronize Imar the tent maker for their wardrobe, they think it's a great honor to lose their life in the name of Allah. It becomes their honor. They're going to be honored as a martyr. So they are intentionally destroying mosques with women and children inside. It's intentional. And it's going to keep on going. And it's so crazy because we've got these stupid liberal idiots. Hi, Joe. Liberal idiots from the United States moving over to the UK and other Commonwealth countries. I mean, you've got, okay, Rosie O'Donnell went to, Ireland, but Ireland is being taken over by Sharia fools, Islamic idiots. Ellen DeGeneres is, out in the Cotswolds, near the Soho House property. And what's bad is that Ellen DeGeneres, we all know her sexual preference. She's going to end up having to beg to move back here to the U.S. because she likes women, she'll start being harassed by the Islamic idiots. There's going to be a lot, and they are going to think any celebrity who moves to the UK to get away from Donald Trump, the Islamic idiots are going to go after them big time because they consider that that's a major coup for them. That's like big status points, okay? And we know all Islamic idiots and their bullshit ideology needs to be kicked out of every country. They should not, an existing government should not be bending over backwards to cater to these fools. I mean, actually, it's like what's happening now in England is the same sort of destruction that was put forth in the Wannsee Conference. Definitely. And they will, once they get in, they'll go after those who are not praying in it, who are not stopping traffic in the middle of a big street to pray 5 times a day. And what's super sick is that Charles is allowing this. Now, yeah, you have the right idea, but the stupid, the stupid Charles and others just don't get it. Charles is letting it happen, and there will be, when he does do the crossover, and I'm getting the fact that he'll make it to Christmas. But I'm getting Sandringham, and he goes to sleep and doesn't wake up. It'll be the same way with George VI. He went to bed and didn't wake up in the morning. And it'll be an evening when he and Camilla are not sharing the same bed. I'm getting that it'll happen when he's at Sandringham. So between Christmas and New Year's, because I've been saying 3 years on him. 3 years. He's going to make it through his birthday, and he's going to make sure he makes it through Christmas Day, because he wants to do his speech, encouraging more tolerance of the Islamic idiots. But once it's past Christmas Day, then his body will relax and cross over. That's what I'm getting. That's what I keep getting. And it's going to be, his birthday is November 14th. Yeah, he's ready to go, but he's going to power through. No, it's recorded like in the first couple of weeks in December. That's when the speech is recorded, but he wants to make it through to the Christmas Day broadcast. So once it's broadcast that night, he'll go to bed, and I don't think he's going to wake up. It's going to be after the broadcast, after the speech. And then William kicks in. And once William is in charge, he will then say, he will address him as the Duke of York. He will be the Duke of York. William will have come up and spill the beans that he is a James Bond. He was working as a James Bond. And he was sent to that island getaway cottage house to gather evidence. And everything that was fed in through Sarah was alleged hush money, and it was all stashed into a Swiss escrow account. So the money has never been used. It's been stashed away and just sitting there. Henry will go batshit crazy. And when we do hear of the passing over of KC3, there will be a blowout between Henry and Rachel. And it will be witnessed by a lot of people. And when that happens, they're going to be having their phones going, and clips are going to be sold to the highest bidder. And when the coronation happens, George won't be the one who go back and look at the documentation of when George VI, his coronation. George is not of legal age yet. If he was more of a teenager, he may go and take the knee to his daddy, but it will be with Edward. Edward will go with George for when George goes, which will publicly announce that Edward would be the regent should something happen. Edward will be there with little George when they swear their allegiance to William, which it declares the Duke of Edinburgh, Edward, would be the regent. Catherine is mom. Catherine they'll probably resurrect the title back from Henry VIII. Catherine, the Queen's mother, the King's mother. And it will be, they'll use the terminology back from Henry VIII, what Margaret Beaufort was referred to. That's what Catherine will be referred to. And Sophie will help out more, especially with the younger children, with Charlotte, because we all can see how lovely Louise has turned out. So should anything go crazy with Catherine's health, Aunt Sophie is there to pitch in and help out with Charlotte becoming a proper young lady, and with Louis, because you can see how fantastic the Wessex Edinburgh kids have turned out to be. Okay? And we're going to see William, yeah, it'll be quote unquote a smaller monarchy, but it will be those family members and cousins that William is close to and has a day-to-day relationship with who will be working royals, because he has cousins from the Kent family and the Gloucesters that are close to his age that he hangs out with, and those will be the ones helping out. Okay? They're the ones that'll be helping out. George, I keep getting George will be monarch, and what people are saying, Queen Charlotte will be a monarch's mother. Okay? James Edinburgh, James Wessex, James Windsor. I keep getting he's going to school. He's going to go to college for economics. So he will be there to help out. He'll be there with William when he has to discuss things with the Prime Minister when it comes to rebuilding the UK. And Louise is going to be a Jamie Bond. Don't be surprised. And it wouldn't surprise me if it also comes out that Anne was basically doing the same thing. Yeah, James was, hey, it's like Charles said, go ahead. Your grandmother was the queen. It's okay for you and your sister to use the title Prince and Princess. And we all see how lovely the kids are of Edward and Sophie, and it just kind of, they did that basically to rub Henry and Rachel's nose in the dirt. Okay? Yeah, it's going to blow up. Now, we've got a few things that are hitting the news big time. The York girls. Okay, they know they're walking on thin ice. They're walking on very thin ice right now. Okay. And so they are having to be extremely, extremely selective about what they're doing out in public. They know that their parents are being trashed in the media, but once it comes out about what Andy was really doing, they will be redeemed, but they're going to have to basically say, hey, the reason why it was okay for us to be criticized for our fashion sense was basically we were planning on putting the hats up for auction for charity. And they're going to say everything that we've done is for charity. So they're coming up with their own backstory for their behavior. Like Lady of the Lake, Charlotte will be a monarch's mother. Okay. And the reason I have a feeling that Edward and Sophie, I think both of those kids were IVF. They don't say it, but they had issues, and I'm getting that both of those kids were IVF babies. And that's how come the inner circle knows that the alleged offspring of Henry and Rachel are not what they claim to be. Okay? Charlotte, let's put it this way. There's a lot of, how do I say it? People who are actually the descendants of assorted European royalty, where there's a lot of Habsburgs kicking around, and a lot of members of the French aristocracy kicking around, because the French kings, they had a lot of illegitimate children. And there's a lot of people who were born on the wrong side of the blanket during the Habsburg Empire. So it'll probably be, or there may be one of the Scandinavian houses. That's the circles that they basically run in. But she's going to meet somebody like Mommy and Daddy did. She's going to meet somebody when she's away at university, and that's who she'll pair up with. Marion, what do you mean by water down the Habsburg issues? There's a lot of actual Habsburgs all over the place. Okay. And so there's a lot of Habsburgs all over. Okay. And Otto's seen on TV a lot, but there's the people from the illegitimate branches. Don't worry, they don't have too many health issues. And a lot of the inbreeding has stopped, okay? But now stuff that's going on that's hitting the fan here. Of course, we've got the bullshit going on. Okay, we know that Donald is actually using his own money and using Donald made his money in the construction business. And right now what he's done is on the east wing, there was this walkway along the side of the building. And now to have large events, most of them are happening down at Mar-a-Lago because he does have the ballroom that can hold close to 1,000 people. Whereas if you ever have a tour going on the White House, I did years ago before 9/11, most of the big events happen in the East Room in the White House, which only can seat a few hundred people. It's not that big. And events are getting bigger and bigger over the years. So Donald, basically, he took down this covered walkway on the East Wing, which is where the First Lady has her offices and the protocol offices are located, to build a ballroom that is basically up to code and will have the big kitchen that is needed and has the proper electrical wiring for when they have because they always have live music. So it'll have a stage and a dressing area for the musicians and so forth. And a projector for when they have to show film. So he's basically building a new facility for large events being held at the White House. And because the historic section, the last time it had any true renovation done was 1960 by Jackie Kennedy, when she refurbished. That's over 60 years ago. And prior to that, the last renovation before Jackie Kennedy was done, started in 1946. And they literally had to, the Trumans literally had to rebuild the entire interior of the White House. They kept the exterior walls and rebuilt from the ground up interior. Jackie Kennedy did some refurbishment, but Donald, being in Mr. Construction, knows that there's some in the old historic building. It needs to be basically renovated because everything is from the early 1960s. Okay? And they're putting out, because the media wants to trash Donald, they're putting out the wrong information. What the architect that drew up the plans looked at the actual architecture and of the plans of the White House and the Capitol building. So it's going to blend in seamlessly, okay? It's going to blend in. And I'm seeing, well, who is pinging stuff for me? It's going to fit in seamlessly, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm getting some interesting stuff. So it's crazy. It is crazy going on. And but it will be nice when it's open, and people are it's happening. It is happening. And so it's following the stuff. And like I said about a month or so ago, it's like, yeah, growing up in Jersey, down on the shore, I mean, there would be tropical storms, hurricanes blowing through, and one time some tree branches knocked out the big picture the windows on one side of the house, and it's like, yeah, I had older brothers, so it's like, boom, yeah, they were boarded up, but when they had to come in and replace the people that were doing the windows, it was a crew out of New York coming down, and one of the guys on the crew, overseeing the crew, this guy Donnie, and we were digging through when we were cleaning up stuff from my parents' estate. We found the receipt from Trump Construction. So, hey, back when I was a kid, the guys who were replacing the windows after a storm, one of the guys on the crew, good old Donald. So, hey, it's kind of a cool thing. That goes back to like the early 1970s. So he is doing it now. It's gonna go crazy. So yeah. Okay. Now the other nonsense with that's been going on that people are having fits about, and let's put it this way: New York City. Okay, we know we've got a complete idiot running Chicago. I call him Baboon Johnson because he is one. In fact, by saying that, I'm actually insulting residents at Brookfield and Lincoln Park Zoo because those baboons are actually smarter than Brandon Johnson. I mean, the guy's he's an idiot. Remember the old line, people who can do something do it, and those who can't do it teach? The mayor of Chicago is a former grade school teacher. The guy doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, and he's just destroying it, along with J.B. Pritzker, who the governor, I mean, he openly lied on national TV, and Pritzker thinks he's going to be running for president in 28. That's like a no-go. That Democratic National Convention, I mean, with J.B. Pritzker, it's going to be comical, extremely comical. Now, let me drop the link again. In case anybody wants to pop in. Yeah, the storm with New York City. I see so much media coverage, Mandami, okay? That Islamic idiot. I mean, the guy is just pure evilness. And the more noise that's on television about him is waking up more and more people day in and day out. And of course, the liberal idiots are saying, oh, he's going to be great. He's going to be great. But and he's allowing, Eric Adams is kind of, to prove a point, is allowing the Islamic idiots to do more harmful stuff in New York City to prove a point. I mean, I guess early voting starts tomorrow in New York. And over the next several days, expect to see a lot of nastiness done by the illegal idiots in New York City that the Islamic idiot wants to glorify. And come election day, you will see so many women, Hasidic. You're going to see a lot of the Hasidic families going to the polling places. They will be going to vote basically for, I'm getting Curtis Sliwa. Remember back in the 70s, he started up the Guardian Angels, which cleaned up the New York subway system. And he's a Christian. I'm getting Sliwa is probably going to be, they will have to do a hand count in New York. I'm getting a hand count. It's going to be like the hanging Chad situation all over again. So it won't be announced immediately, but there will be a challenge and it will have to be hand counted. And I'm getting Curtis. He'll be there. And Eric Adams is going to be the one saying, I don't accept the electronic counting. It has to be hand counted. He'll be the one fighting for the hand count. Burying the west coast of the U.S. with all the shit that's going on in Portland, Oregon right now, we will see the state of Oregon split. It's basically, what is it, Clackamas County? One county will be cut off. I mean, that's still about the size of Rhode Island or less. And the rest of the state of Oregon will be GOP with that one little blob containing Portland. Just like they're going to, Washington State, basically everything from Interstate 5 westward will be considered a separate state, and everything on the east side of I-5 is conservative. So basically everything that hovers Pacific Coast Highway, which is I-5, I'd say within a 5-mile buffer zone on each side. That's your stupid blue nose idiots, but the rest is all voting red. Okay? Outer limits, no, I haven't stolen your hat. I got this ages ago. It's Halloween's coming up. So of course. Yeah, there's Mandami 2.0 running in Seattle, and there's that stupid Somalian idiot running in Minneapolis. Well, everybody knows what kind of scumbags are running in Minneapolis. I mean, that's Ilhan Omar's. But people forget that Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, it was settled by the far northern Europeans, like the Swedish and Norwegians and stuff. And those they'll be coming out to vote. What are my views on Halloween? Halloween, yes, it has been commercialized. And actually, you got to look at things from the locations, the astrological locations of the stars. And it's the time of year when, okay, you've got the date, it's supposed to be Day of the Dead. We have to go and look at the actual astrological lineup of the stars. Just like Christmas technically should be celebrated in the springtime, but everything to pacify the misogynistic Roman Catholic Church. Halloween is just a fun activity. To me, it's a Hallmark holiday. There are other days of the year where the veil between our conscious life and those who have crossed over is very thin. And you may want to listen to Mystical Fortunes. She does a very, very good explanation of when the veil is very thin on people. I mean, the anniversary of somebody's, what she calls heaven date, is very, very, it's every year. For that, I'd say 2-week period around somebody's passing, the veil is thin, and it's really good to have communication and so forth. Okay? It is. It's going to happen. It's just a fun, in my opinion, it's a fun day for the kids. It's a day of the year that allows a lot of kids it's a non-secular day. It's turned into a non-secular day that allows the kids just to go out and have fun. Okay? And that's what I think Halloween is now. The 21st of December, yes, the winter solstice. That's always a fun day because there are different structures all around the world where you've got the two pillars that it shows straight in. And the solstice is also part of what the Catholic Church also has, the Advent wreath. So you light a candle every day for the 4 Sundays prior to Christmas. And your son was born a solstice baby? Oh, I know. And a few other people I know, they were born on September 21st, which is an equinox, which is kind of cool. We've got a lot of, at least he got a few days prior to Christmas. I know quite a few people that ended up with Christmas Day as their birthday. So I always tried to remember them. Okay. And yeah, I have a older half brother who his birthday years, it was like occasionally there would actually be, instead of pumpkin pie for dessert on Thanksgiving, birthday cake. It was like, yeah, birthday cake for his birthday. So yes, take care of, there are some stupid people who do go after animals on Halloween. So please take care of please take care of your doggies and kitties coming up the last week of October here, because there are a lot of stupid ass idiots who will do something. And these people think, oh, this and that. They're like, basically, they're the cult of Satan. And we may see a lot of the Islamic idiots go after doggies because they consider doggies a bad thing, and they're going to blame it on others. And they will lie. It's part of their stuff. They are supposed to lie. Okay? And that's not a good thing. So please make sure if you go out, keep an eye on your doggies and kitties. I've got neighbors, I mean, literally, my neighbors in the building, some of the kitties like to go out for daily walks. And they do, and it's kind of funny. I mean, some of them are very, very well-behaved little kitties. So, I mean, they're bold as brass knuckles. I mean, they're just the sweetest little monsters. So I do have to go and make sure to, I don't know, for any of you out there, I do have to go get a couple cans of sardines so I can put on there from the Great Pumpkin for my kitty neighbors. They deserve a treat. They can't have candy. So they can have sardines. Kitties like those, or at least have the oil from the sardines put on their kibble. Really yummy. Okay. The evil ones, Joe, yeah, the evil ones do come out of the closet, but remember, the next day is honor those who passed away, which is a Christian thing. So they are going to, there's going to be shit hitting the fan. They're going to do it intentionally. So please be careful over this next week. We do have to be careful. And make sure you're not wearing, if you're going to wear your star or your cross, make sure it's tucked in. Because people worry about me and because the city of Chicago, well, the neighborhood I'm in, we're not having any of the bullshit. And the bullshit is isolated in the working class neighborhoods of Chicago. That where the people think they can blend into. And the idiots, the main busy shopping districts, they go for that, but there are other neighborhood sidewalks, areas of town that are, as long as you keep your wits about you and your eyes open, it is safe to go. Something happening Remembrance Sunday here in, like our Veterans Day, Armistice Day here in the U.S. Don't be surprised if Rachel shows up unexpectedly. And Andy's going to show up. Andy is going to be there because he is a veteran of the Falkland War. He may not be with the rest of the family in downtown London, but you're going to see Andy at another location going, and there's a veterans home in the Windsor area where I get Andy is probably going to go spend the afternoon with those guys. Okay? He's going to go, and Andy will quietly make visits, especially the guys who are in palliative care. He'll be going around shaking hands. He'll go. That's where he'll be. Instead of on TV laying a wreath at the moment, he'll be at the locations doing the right thing. And we're going to see some bullshit with Rachel. She's going to try something. Now, do we have, I'm going to drop the link in again. If anybody else has any comments or questions, anybody wants to jump in today. If anybody wants to jump in. Yes, and I want to say hello and thank you to everybody who's watching, because I know we've got a handful of people here on YouTube, but people tend to watch this later in the day, so they just speed it up. It doesn't bother me. Go ahead, adjust your speed to double time. And we've got quite a few who do watch over on X. So I want to thank them for tuning in. We're going to see some interesting stuff in the next week. And and if those of you that are having creepy feelings around your houses, go ahead and reach out to me, but you might want to, it sounds crazy, but go over to a Catholic church and go get some holy water and just put it in a spritz bottle and spray it around your windows and doors. And when you're washing your floors and stuff, throw some salt in the wash water and work from east to west. And when you have a pile of ick, then toss it out the west side of your residence. Okay? You may have to take it around a door, but toss it off to the west. I mean, it's, yeah, my garbage dumpster for my building is west of my apartment, so that's perfect for me. Okay. The nonsense with the, the woman who claimed to have stuff with Andy, people keep focusing on her. People need to see what her father was up to. I think her parents were involved with JE. And that's why they had no problem, because she was under the age of 18. She needed a passport. It was her parents who had to take her to go get a passport. They knew everything that was going on. And it's her parents. And they say the memoir, no. Those are her private diaries that her husband found. And he's the one who created a memoir. Those were the diaries she was putting together for when she had to for having to provide evidence. And I keep getting that they're saying that she's crossed over, but just like Ghislaine, the U.S. federal marshals have stepped in, and they're all in the witness protection program because Ginny didn't want to stay living in Aussie. She's probably hanging out Idaho, some little town outside of Boise. And Ghislaine, she's hanging out in one of the little towns near one of the major cities of Abilene, I'm getting. Yeah, I think she's in Northwest Texas, near the Panhandle, hanging out. Okay? That's what I'm getting. So, any other questions that you'd like answered? Anyone else? Do I need to drop the link again in case anybody wants to come up? Well, it's getting close to an hour, and like I said, I don't like to tie up too much people's time for too much. Yeah, look, Virginia's parents, they need to investigate it. They're the ones who put to it, okay? That's what I'm picking up. And some people are concerned about the government shutdown. Well, let's put it this way. The government shutdown is, you're seeing a lot of the welfare queens going batshit because they're no longer getting several $1,000s on their link card food stamps. It's basically proving a point that it's exposing the Democratic bullshit. It's exposing the scam work because of like stupid people like Tammy Duckworthless and Dick White Durbin and Jan Schakowsky and numerous others. I mean, Pelosi is going to be flushed down the toilet, and so are many others, okay? the people who are actually on the payroll to destroy America will all be exposed. This week we're going to see a lot of tricks and treats, and we just have to write it out. Okay? Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same channel. Enjoy the week, and keep your eyes wide open. Okay? We want them wide open, not wide shut. Bye-bye.